a wrinkle in the rain. Many people have experienced those moments when time stands still. Usually, it's near-death experience. The saying is, my life flashed before my eyes, right? Well, I can tell you, that's a lie. I've been in that situation, and I can tell you, the last thing on your mind are all the memories of your childhood home, or those times when your brothers duct taped you to a wall. I've had that moment when times appear to freeze as your mind races through all the options, all the outcomes, and the realization that if you somehow come out of the situation, part of you will forever be changed. For me, that story begins October 2006 in Hayward, Wisconsin. Now, the Smith family has a tradition that must be kept by all the men of the family. It's a custom for the boys, when they are of age, to join the men in a mass hunt for the fish of 1,000 casts, a muskie. Each year, about 8 of us go out in several small motorboats as the muskie laugh at our failed attempts to lure them with our artificial bait. My very first year, my brother Jordan and I started out early in the morning on the second day with high hopes. We drove the boat from the smaller lake that our cabin rested on through the channel to the lake known as the Big Spider. It was there that we tried our luck finding these so-called muskies, and I have yet to lay eyes on. For all I knew, the rare fish was just a myth. As we sat on our life jackets, casting out our lines, little did I know that storms were brewing directly behind us. As I turned around, my heart sank in my chest. I knew that we were in for a treat. Almost instantly after I advised my brother to turn around and face the dark wall of clouds, I heard the engine start and the boat fled into the opposite direction. As the boat raced swiftly towards the channel, back to the lake that our cabin was on, the cracks of lightning and the booming of thunder drew closer. We were focused to slow down so the boat didn't hit land in the channel. Otherwise, we would have struck ground and we would have been stranded. By the time we had made it through what seemed like the length of a Mississippi River, darkness had finally reached us. Usually, from the channel was about a 5-minute boat ride back to land. But like I said before, time seemed to stand still. The waves began to look like tsunamis and the rain was torrential. I looked back at my brother, who was driving a tin can of a boat, and I saw him trying to cover his face from the razor-sharp rain pouring down at high speeds. Our boat hit several waves that sent the bow, as well as myself, flying into the air, which caused me to land face first on the floor. At this point, I was not thinking about wearing a safety jacket. For some reason, my first instinct was to start singing. Why, you might ask? I have no clue. The next thing I remember is being in midair as the boat hit the mother of all waves. The bow had gone straight upwards. In that moment, time seemed to stop. My life wasn't flashing before my eyes. Only thought that ran through my mind were why I was so stupid not to wear a life jacket. And how in the world will this story end? I knew that if I landed in the water, because of all the heavy clothes I was wearing, I would surely drown. So there I was, midair, thinking about how reckless I could be, praying and hoping that somehow the boat doesn't capsize. As the tub of metal plummeted back down to the waving abyss, it landed on its side. Who knows how long it was there, but to me it felt like an eternity. The boat sat there on its side, balancing both my brother and I between life and death, and then finally it decided to give us another chance at life. The boat was returned to its proper state, flat, upright, and on the water. We then drove back to the cabin in, yes, dry ground. After that terrifying experience, as a 12-year-old kid, I vowed to always wear my seatbelts, helmets, and life jackets wherever I went. It was eye-opening to sit there in midair, looking at the wrinkles in each raindrop, realizing such a simple piece of material, once used as a seat cushion, could have been the only tool to save my life. Luckily for me, the boat didn't capsize. If it had, I wouldn't be here today. Will you be ready if you're thrown in the water, off a bike, or hit by another car? I know I will.